se mueve. Mira el ritmo como los tiene. Hago música que entretiene. Mi música los tiene fuerte bailando y se baila así.
Let me just start off by saying I'm hella mad because the nail shop that I usually go to get my eyebrows done was not open. For some reason, I don't know why. It's not usually closed. Like, that's crazy, and it's a Wednesday. So anyway.
Basically, I'm going to go through the 20 things that I've learned in my 20s that I feel like has really helped me and molded who I am and who I'm becoming as a woman. So I'm going to go through them. So if I look down at my phone, it's because I am looking at what I wrote. So let me see. I need to make sure.
I'm making sure my braces are all clear. I did brush my teeth, but I'm making sure I ain't got no food in my teeth while I'm recording. Shit, hell.
So number one, okay, so the first thing that I would say I learned in my 20s that it's not so much important, but then it is. It depends on, you know, what you feel about it. But I would say number one thing that I learned in my 20s was my drinking limit. And it's funny because it's just crazy because like all through high school and growing up, I didn't want to drink or have no interest in drinking or doing drugs or anything like that. Like I wasn't interested in doing no experimenting and things like that. So in college, it wasn't like, okay, as soon as I get to college, this is what I'm going to do. Like I could have done it in high school, like, you feel me? But I just wasn't interested. But in college, I was with a group of my friends. One of my good girlfriends I'm still cool with right now. She stayed with some like sorority girls or whatever, right? And so they were always partying or whatever. Not my friends so much, but like her roommates was always partying and stuff. And I guess they had put her up on this game called King's Cup. So King's Cup, you're generally supposed to play it with beer, I was told, and later. And so I didn't know, so I'm like, oh, okay, everybody up for a game, let's play or whatever. So me not knowing, we just chilling or whatever, listening to music playing, and we were like drinking like wine coolers, and I was like, oh, this tastes good. I was I think not so much a wine cooler, but like some type of spiked cooler or whatever. It was a Mike's Hard or Hard Mike's or some shit like that or whatever, right? So we was drinking that and I was like, oh, this tastes good. It tastes like punch and shit or whatever. So I felt a little buzz. Mind you, we started playing King's Cup, and tell me why we were playing with like Seagram's gin, like regular Seagram's gin, right? So we playing and I'm losing. And so while we playing, I guess whenever, I forgot how you play the game, it was like I drank so much, like it was just crazy. So we were playing the game or whatever, and then I guess I was losing. And when you pull a certain card or something, I don't even know how you play, I forgot, you're supposed to drink beer, like a sip of beer or a cup of beer or whatever. But we were playing with gin, so we were taking shots of fucking Seagram's gin. Like it's like rubbing alcohol, like it's horrible. So I was drunk, and so all I remember, like the next morning, like we were playing all night, we was having fun or whatever. It was just our friends, like it wasn't no wild party or nothing. And I just remember the next morning, like I had a mad hangover. I was literally like hugging the toilet, like hugging the toilet, like throwing up. It was crazy. Like it was the worst experience. Like I said, I'm never gonna drink again and all of that. But number two, I would say I learned how to let go of past hurt. Basically, I would say growing up, I would like hold on to like old experiences, and just like hold on to memories of people that might have hurt me emotionally, or yeah, basically like just emotional hurt. Like I would hold on to that and then like just hold grudges and basically live life with that, like in the back of my mind, like little things in the back of my mind, like, you know, this person hurt me, so, you know, basically love them from a distance type thing. And really, people will do certain things to you not even knowing that they're hurting you, or even if they did it maliciously, they will do it and move on with their life. And I learned that I need to let go of this past hurt, because the person might have did it, you know, intentionally or didn't, but they moved on with their lives, and I'm still sitting here like harboring this hurt and, like, you know, letting it control my life. So that's one thing that I've learned, to really just let go and live, and really just live my life. So let's say my motto in life is, you're always a student of life and of learning. I would say I will always continue to learn to love me, because I will never be the same person that I was previous year. Like, I'm always changing and thinking of ways to better myself, and just to learn new things. Learning how to love myself and not putting myself down for past mistakes that I've made. So basically, just really treating myself right, making sure that I am taking the time out to be with myself and really appreciate me. Like, you know, going out, getting a massage, or, you know, getting my hair done, getting my nails done, things like that. Like, I don't really get my nails done like that because I don't really have to. These are all my natural nails. But if I wanted to, like, things like that, just getting my feet done, just taking time out to live stress-free, where learning that your parents are not superheroes. They're human and they make mistakes. They're also finding their way through life like us. So basically, like, I've gone through different things with, you know, with my mom, and it's just learning experiences, nothing negative, but just learning that, hey, my mom is human, and she's, you know, she's not a superhero. Like, you know, growing up, you think that your parents are your heroes, and my mom is my hero, because I grew up in a single parent household. My father had passed when I was 3, and the thing is, like, I always looked up to my mom because she was like the backbone of our family. And with different experiences and things that I've gone through with her, I realized that she is just human. Like, you know, she goes through different things, and she's going through life trying to find her way at different stages of her life, and that I cannot fault her for not living up to my expectations. I am in control of my own happiness. Never give people the control of your emotions, your happiness. Like I was saying, as far as having expectations for people and things like that, when you have certain expectations for people, or you're putting all your happiness in a person or a thing, they're bound to disappoint you, because people are human. You're never supposed to give people control over you and your emotions, especially in relationships. And I've definitely learned that. Like, I'll get to that another time. Let me just move on. Be grateful for everything. I would say I've been through a lot of different experiences through these past 9 years. I'm 29, and just to be grateful for where I am in my process in life, like with everything, with my job, with this platform, with YouTube, my channel. Just being grateful for waking up every day, being grateful for having my family, being grateful for having my own place and being able to afford it. Although, you know, I'm not in the best place that I want to be right now, but just being grateful for it, because a public transit operator, and in the public I see all types of people from all types of backgrounds, and it is a very eye-opening experience every day, and it is a humbling experience to see so many different people from all types of backgrounds and walks of life, to see them and to really just reflect on my life and think like, man, I could be where they are, you know, sleeping under the freeway, you know, living on the street, things like that. So I've learned to be grateful for where I am, and not take anything for granted. To tell people that you love them more. Like, just reach out to somebody that you haven't reached out to in a while, and just tell them that. And you know, you might change a life. Live a less selfish life, and I say that to myself too. To never look down on someone, because you never know when you might need that person to help you out one day. Like, I've learned that God will humble you very quickly. Like, I've heard, again, so many stories where, you know, a person might have treated someone bad, like the typical Tyler Perry mad at what is it? Look, something of a mad black woman, or some Diary of a Mad Black Woman. That if like that typical story like that, like where she was dealing with, I think the story was she was dealing with an abusive husband, and then the husband ended up getting cancer or something where he was really sick, and then she had to end up taking care of him, and he was dependent on her. So never look down or treat people, you know, how you wouldn't want to be treated, because they might be the person that helps you out. You know, is never stop dreaming. I would say, okay, so my first dream, like when I was a little kid, I wanted to play basketball, and I still can play. I still can ball. You don't want to try me. But at any rate, and then my second, I would say, around middle school is when I wanted to, like, get into film and photography and producing, writing, things like that. And so I've had a few internships with film, and I went to school for media management. So that it's always been a dream of mine to, like, write and direct, like, my own TV shows and movies and things like that. So I've just learned, although my life has not really panned out how I thought it might, not saying how I wanted it to. I'm fine with where I am. I've learned to love my process and move with that. But as a kid, you know how you have dreams and things that you want to do, and you think, okay, I'm gonna go for it, but God might have something else for you. So I've just learned to never give up on that dream. Although your life might go in another direction, if that's still in your heart, still pursue it. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail, and to love harder. And so I put this because not being afraid to take that chance and put myself out there and really just speak my mind, and being vulnerable, and not letting people's ideas or criticism, like, block me from really just pursuing what I want to do and taking that chance to really put myself out there. You really have to be bold and to really just have the guts to just do that. Take that chance and know that, okay, when you do a certain thing, you might not succeed at it at the first time you do it, but if you keep trying and keep working and perfecting your craft, you will, you know, eventually get better. So that loving harder and not being afraid to love. So me and my friend was having a conversation one day, and at the time I think I was dating a gentleman, and he was telling me, we were talking, I can't remember what exactly he was telling me, but I remember me explaining to him that, okay, there is a chance that I could be hurt in this relationship, but I'm willing to take that chance on love to see if it might work. Don't let your expectations of other people disappoint you. People are people. They are human. They will disappoint you eventually if you put your high expectations upon people. And also, people don't have the same heart as you. And all the points that I'm pointing out is things that I have did and learning from. So basically, like, I would put my trust into someone and thinking that because I have a big heart and that I would do something a certain way in a certain situation, that they would do it the same way. But that's not true. Everybody don't have your same heart. So don't let your expectations disappoint you, because at the end of the day, you're in control of you. You cannot control what someone else is doing or how they might react to something. Trusting God in your journey, not rushing through life. Enjoy your time. So there was so many times where I felt like I hit my rock bottom, but like, you know, at the end of the day, God lifted me back up, and whatever experience I went through, if I was broke, or I was dependent on, you know, my mom or family, I needed to go through that in order to be where I am today. And I'm going through things today that is going to prepare me for where I'm going to be in the future. So basically, I'm just learning to really just trust God and to trust my journey, and to know that I'm going through different things to learn, you know, to better myself and to hopefully help someone else out. Learning that moving on is a part of growth, and that you do grow apart from certain people, and it's just a part of you growing. And you know, you might be interested in certain things, you know, at one point in your life, and then you move on from that. You know, basically you're just growing. You're always changing, or you should always be changing, to better yourself. I would say I learned the true definition of being independent. I would say I got a taste of it once I moved out of my mom's house and moved out for college. I stayed in the dorms, so learning, you know, through that experience, shopping on my own, doing things for myself, cooking, and that's a thing that I really didn't do in high school. Was really cook. Like, you know, I would my mom was there, she was there cooking for me. So when I got into college, I really just taught myself how to cook. And basically, oh yeah, the turning point in college was the first summer, when I decided to stay in LA, because I went to school in LA. I decided to stay in LA for the first summer, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just work and pay rent. And Lord, honey, child, I made it through the grace of God. I tell you that one, because Jesus, I was eating like chicken out of a can, tuna, like oodles and noodles. Child, sometimes I don't even think I might have had some days where I didn't really eat, and it was tough. But I knew that, okay, the summer was only a few months, and I knew that I needed to stay where I was, because going back and forth from the Bay to LA during the summer in between school, it was hard for me to constantly come back home and get a job, and then have a summer job for like a month and a half, and then move back. It was just too much. So I was like, okay, I have to stay here and work and be consistent. Like, you know, I just needed, you know, a consistent job, because my resume was like 3 pages long after a while. It was just way too much. So, so after college, I stayed in LA for I think another 2 years, and then I decided to move to New York. Now, child, that my New York experience was raw and uncut. I tell you that one. So one of my best friends, she was in New York and she stayed out there, and I was like, I had went one time to visit, and I was like, I like it, so I'm gonna move out there. And just because I was tired of LA, I was tired of the same thing. Like, it just got boring. I was working after college. I was working graveyard, and I was just like not feeling life. I'm like, what the hell? At this time, I think I was like 24. I think I was like, 24, 23, 24. I'm like, Lord, I'm sitting here in LA working graveyard, don't got weekends off, and this ain't life. Like, this is not life. So I was like, I'm gonna move to New York. And child, when I did that, now I love New York. I will always love New York, because it was one of my hardest times, like financially and emotionally, because my family was going through some things. But I had the funnest time of my life, and I was broke. But New York, like, staying out there, I understand why people have 3 and 4 jobs, because like it's so expensive, and it's just ridiculous. But I've had so much fun, like the most fun that I've had being as broke as I was. Like, it was just crazy. Like, New York is like live every day. Like, every day some type of bar or club is popping, and it was just fun. Like, I really just had a good time. But it, like I said, it was a hard time for my family, and so that's what prompted me back to move back home to the Bay. And then I would say another time that I learned, like, you know, what it really truly means to be independent is right around the time I got my first apartment. I've been here over a year, almost a year and a half now, and it was tough. Like, all growing up until last year when I got this, I was paying rent, but like splitting it with a roommate, or, you know, paying my mom rent and not having to pay my own utilities and everything else that I got. So learning how to be alone without feeling lonely, this is very important to me. A lot of times I see people, friends, family, people, random people, social media, where people feel like when you're alone that you're lonely. But a lot of people don't take the time to be alone and really find out who they are, what they like, things that they don't like, and to just refocus themselves and refocus their goals and things that they would need to do, and basically block out all of life's sound and people, so you can focus on yourself and really learn who you are and to move forward, to grow. Like, you have to take that time to be alone. And I know a lot of people, excuse me, I'm all scratching and shit. I know a lot of people who are always in relationships. Like, they never take the time to just be single and be who they are and learn, you know, what they really want. Like, a lot of people jump into relationships to get over their ex or to get over somebody else, and it's just like, really just chill and learn who you are. Like, you don't necessarily have to be lonely if you're alone. You can just be finding yourself. Like, that's crazy. I think it's crazy, but maybe that's just me. I learned that only God can save you, and I say that speaking of a person who has survived depression. After I survived depression, I realized nothing could have helped me at all. Like, I tried it all, I promise you. Like, it's the most humbling experience I've ever dealt with in my life. And I say this because thinking back on times where I felt I hit rock bottom, like, oh, you know, I think I'm depressed. But this was really like a whole nother level, because it really just paralyzed me. I really felt like I was paralyzed. I really stopped talking. I was always quiet, and I've never been a quiet person. I've always been outgoing, and like, literally I would go days without saying anything to anybody. And I stopped listening to music. Like, and that's crazy to me because I love music. So I knew it was something that was wrong. Like, when I think I was going through like some mid-20s crisis or something, where I was just like, okay, where's my life going? What am I doing? Like, I feel like I'm stuck. Like, you know, I felt like I was stuck where I was. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm supposed to be where I'm at. Because honestly, growing up, I would say 25 was that number. I'm like, okay, at 25, I know I'm going to be married with children. I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to have a house with a white picket fence and 2 dogs. Like, girl, I don't know why. I don't know why I thought 25 was just that one. But anyway, so yeah, just learning that when someone is dealing with depression, you can't really help them. You can try to be there and be supportive, but no human bring you out of that. Basically, it has to be a higher power. Whoever you believe in has to bring you out of that. And it's a process. If you are going through depression, just be patient with that process and try your best to keep moving. Don't let it overtake you. And and cause you to try to harm yourself, because you will come out and you will learn from that experience and become a better person. I know, because I'm living, it was a long time, and I tried everything. Like I said, I tried smoking, tried drinking, tried sex. Nothing helped. Like it was just God. I've learned and continuing to learn the value of my time. Learning the value of my time. Like, you don't understand how I let so many people waste my time. And that's, I would say, people I've dated and family or friends. Like, my time is valuable. And it's just crazy to think that I felt like I owed people something. Like, I don't owe you anything. No one's paying my bills, helping me get up every morning so I can go to work. It's just really mind-boggling to me. Like, I really felt like when someone hits me or calls, that I have to answer. Like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. But basically, I'm learning the value of my time. As far as dating, I have to admit that I have dated a lot of frogs. And I don't want to sugarcoat it, because there's no need. And I'm just learning the value of my time now that I work very hard. As a transit driver, I sometimes work 12, 13-hour days. And to get off work hard, after a hard day at work, I'm not going to just lend my time out, my extra free time out to another frog or somebody that's just going to waste my time. Like, it's just crazy. Like, no. That's madness. Like, that's seriously madness. Like, it just pisses me off even thinking about it. Like, what the fuck? Like, no, you're not about to waste my time. And it's just, I'm just learning the value of my time. Like, I'm not gonna let no negativity, no naysayers, none of that just waste my time. Like, hey, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, for real. Tell yourself every day that you are beautiful. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, hey, you are beautiful, you are great, you are bold, you are smart, you are independent, you have goals, you are unique. And lastly, number 20, just live fearlessly. Like, that is the main thing that I've learned, especially coming out of depression. And I would say that has been a major thing that has shaped my 20s. Just going after certain things and, being broke and failing at different things and letting depression overtake my life and surviving that and learning that, okay, you can start over, you can succeed, you can do what you want to do, and basically fuck what everybody think. And a lot of times I would say I always had in the back of my mind, okay, I'm moving through life, but what if this person don't approve of it? What if my mom don't approve of it? What if my family don't approve of it? What if my friends, talk about me? Like, you can't live life like that. That's not living. You're just existing. And I want to live. Like, you need to just live boldly, live fearlessly, do what you want to do. Long as it's not harming anybody, you're not killing anyone, go after what you want to go after and just do it. Like, live fearlessly. So, thank y'all for listening to the 20 things that I've learned in my 20s. I hope that it will help you. I hope that you learn from it. Hope that my experiences will help you in the future. And just remember just to live. Like, this life, you only get one. You only get one life. So, be bold, be beautiful, be unique, be you. Stay true to yourself and live.